The London reversal. This is genuinely one of the most easiest ICT market profiles, entry mechanisms, trading profiles, whatever you want to call it. This is one of the easiest ways to trade ICT concepts, no matter what asset class you're in, futures, forex, crypto, whatever. This is one of the easiest ways to trade. So I'm going to teach you step by step how to identify it, how to use it in your trading, and how you can use this as a step-by-step entry model for you to take profitable winning trades. So first off, what is the London reversal? Well, in the markets, there are three types of market sessions. There are three different market sessions. We have the Asia session, the Asian range, from 8 o'clock to midnight Eastern Standard Time. And by the way, Eastern Standard Time is just New York time on TradingView. You just have to click this. London is from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And New York is from, depending on which forex or futures, it starts from 8:30 till 11 o'clock. Again, the New York one depends. Forex futures, it varies. And in futures, you have the AM and also the PM session for New York. But for this example, we're just going to stick with the AM session. So the London reversal shows us that the low of the day will be formed during London. As you can see, London in this case formed the low of the day. So this is basically everything you need to know. If London has formed the low of the day, it means New York is just going to expand towards the upside, right? And this also applies to the opposite direction. So if I flip this chart, in the bearish scenario, London will form the high of the day and New York will just expand towards the downside. So if I invert it back, in this case, we can see really clearly. First thing, price has tapped into this 4-hour fair value gap, right? We tapped into this 4-hour fair value gap, both of these fair value gaps. We tapped into that. Then we drop down to the 1 hour and we can see price swept Thursday's low. So this is a Monday. We swept Thursday's low. Then we see at 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, we confirmed this bullish CRSD on the 1 hour. So what is this showing me? Well, there are three things. If you watch my previous daily buyers video, you'll notice we want to look for reasons why we're bullish versus reasons why we're bearish. And in this case, I can find three reasons why we're bullish. First, we tapped into these imbalances over here, these inefficiencies. Second, we swept Thursday's low, sell side liquidity. And third, we also formed a bullish confirmation in the form of this 1 hour CRSD. So we have three reasons to be bullish and very few reasons to be bearish. And those are three reasons to be bullish on the 1 hour and 4 hour. When we drop down to the 15 minute, we can see even clearly that London actually had the low of day. We formed the low of day and we know it's the low of day because it's been confirmed by this 1 hour CRSD at 7 o'clock. Remember, London session ends at 5 o'clock. So at 7 o'clock, we had a confirmation that that is most likely going to be the low of day and we're going to expand towards the upside. So then after that occurs, after 7 o'clock, once the CRSD has been confirmed, you can easily look at this. You could have gone long, you could have taken a long position, or if you drop down to the lower time frame, well, there wasn't any entry model over here. Well, no, there was no entry model on the lower time frame, which I can think of over here. So there's no entry model on the lower time frame. The only entry you could have gotten was on the 1 hour over here. So if you decided to take this trade, this would have been potentially your entry, and you could have taken profit at this fair value gap, at this swing high, and that's probably where I've taken profit. So in this particular example, there was no entry on the lower time frames, but you could have taken a trade on the higher time frames. So let me go and look and see if there's another example I can show you. Alright, so here's a really clean and perfect example of how you could have used the London reversal to enter into a trade on the lower time frame. Now, before I get into the example, if you guys want to get one-to-one coaching, mentorship, and learn from me directly, where I simplify everything for you, simplify trading, and give you a step-by-step blueprint in order to succeed, click the first link in the description below. Now, let's get into this. So first off, we can notice Asia was consolidation. So it barely consolidated, we chopped lower. We had a 100-point move, nothing massive. London formed the high of day. and it started dumping lower, right? So now let's rewind time back to 9:30, right here. And if we drop down to the 1 minute, you can see we're slowly grinding up. We formed a lot of trendline liquidity over here. So let's forward price a bit. And right there, we just dumped right after that, right on 9:30 open. Lots of bearish momentum. Then we retrace higher. And boom, there we go. Right there, we came up. We barely managed to sweep this high. You can see on ES as well, same thing occurred. We came up, massive dump, came up slightly and dumped back lower. We formed this failure swing over here. This was the initial CRST, change in state of delivery. This is a secondary CRST. Could have went short over here. Stop loss right above the body or even above the wick. Take profit at this level of sell side over here. 1.79 risk to reward, 1.8. And let's see. A bit of chop, and there we go. We hit TP right there. So just using this alone, we'll be able to identify the bias on the higher time frame. We've been able to identify the market profile we're in. And if you keep this, the London reversal, in mind when you're looking for the daily bias or you're forming your narrative or your bias, it is one of the most powerful concepts you can use. And by the way, if you do not know how to find your daily bias in the simplest and most effective way, click the video on screen right now and I'll teach you step by step on how to do that. Hit there right now, watch that video. Trust me, it will change the entire way you've been looking at daily bias. I'll see you there.